Guys, it's brew day. Finally, the Big Robb has come back to a brew day. It's been a hiatus, guys. This is November. I sold my brew pub in 1st of June, and I brewed a shite ton of beers on the system we had there before I left, and then I just a few reasons, just wasn't in the mood to brew. Second reason is my living arrangements have changed in the last couple of years. I'm living in an apartment versus the house. For all kinds of fun reasons there. Brewing is not quite the setup is not quite as conducive. It gets hot in here. I didn't set up air conditioning this summer. So a whole host of excuses, but it don't matter because he's back and we're about to get it on. Yes, sir. So bit of a going retro, baby. We're going back in time in Big Robb's brewing methods and equipment. Like I say, quite a bit of a downsize from what I brewed in last time, which was a Blichmann 2-barrel system. There were two 1-barrel systems, 2 vessels. So you'd use the kettle as a hot liquor tank. You'd mash over to the other one, and then you would transfer back to the hot liquor tank, turn it into the boil kettle, and Bob's your uncle. We're going back to my old baby here, the old mash and boil. This is the original mash and boil. Now you can get them with the recirculating pump, which is pretty cool. I also saw you could turn them into a still, which that's really cool. Anyway, this is just the basic one. We're going to be using it. It has the old grain basket in it. Holes through the bottom. I actually prefer, when I use the mash and boil or any of the electric systems, I prefer using the brew in the bag in the system. I just put the bag in, get rid of this mash pipe or whatever we shall call it. Yes, sir. I find you get more efficiency, but we're using this bad boy today. So this is what we got. So let's get going here. We are brewing today what I'm calling a Bling Ding Pale Ale. Why a Bling Ding Pale Ale? Well, I wanted to brew a English Pale Ale, and went looking for a recipe. Found one out of the Bible, actually, the home brewers. I'll give Greg Hughes a shout out. Greg Hughes shout out here. So the recipe that I'm using, what page is it on here? 122, I think, if my memory serves me correctly. 122. The Pale Ale. But it's a totally revised. I couldn't, the only thing I could source out that was the same would have been I believe, maybe one of the hops. I think I got some of the hops. Challenger in East Kent, okay. I couldn't get the Styrian Goldings, so I'm going to go, I can't remember what I got there, Willamette, I believe. And the grains, he called for extra pale ale. I can't source that over here. I guess it's a real fine 2-row is my understanding. Easy to get over in Europe. Instead, I wanted to use 2-row. Tried to get some 2-row. My local guy, he only had 6 pounds. I need 10 of the bad boy. So I said, screw it. This is home brewing. This is make beer easy. Just let her back. I went and got 4 pounds of Marizotto. So it's going to add a little more biscuit flavor to it. I wanted an English kind of pale ale. Anyway, so that's cool. And then we're getting some flavor and darkness and aroma with Crystal 60. Now in Greg Hughes' book, I was talking to a guy who actually works at his brewery. I should ask him some more questions, but Greg will call for Crystal. And I'm like, well, what Crystal? Because you can use, there's 20, 40, 60, it keeps going up and up and up. So I just said, screw it, I'm going with 60. I thought I would do 40. I don't think I could source the 40, and I wanted a little darker beer, so I'm going with 60. So that's the ingredients. Why Bling Ding? Because I went looking for some English slang, and Bling Ding meant something. I can't remember what it meant anymore, but it was cool, and I kind of dug it, and that's it. So it's Bling Ding Pale Ale, baby. So we're going to get going. I'm going to walk you through and see all my equipment here, kind of. I know the camera, you can't see it all. I'm going old school, move my hat out of the way. I'm going old school here, man. Where you've got the no chill. I'm going Aussie no chill on this one because this doesn't have a chiller with it. The new ones do. So I'm going no chill, which I like anyways. I'll explain that once we're at that point. Instead of a recirculating pump, good old fashioned pot. We're going to recirculate during the mash with the pot. I'll show you that as we're doing it. So I got all my gear here. I'm going to use the speidel fermenter. This go. Cooper's actually not in the apartment, it's down at my house still, so I got a lot of stuff there. Got to get out, so I'm using the speidel. It's my favorite right now anyhow. So that's cool. So mash and boil. How this baby works for mashing, okay, you got to do a few calculations. So to come up with your strike water, okay, what they tell you to do is you take 0.3 gallons of water for every pound of grain. Okay, so I'm using 10.5 pounds, I called it, of grain, just about there. So I would use, times that by 0.3, I would use 3.15 gallons for my strike water. Okay, so I'm going to fill this up 3.5 gallons, and then I'm going to heat up the water. And for your strike water, because when you're mashing, once say you get this up to 100 and whatever 162 degrees Fahrenheit, once you stir in all the grains, it's going to drop the temp. Okay, so if you wanted your mash temperature at 162 and you put it at 162 and then you put all your grains in, well, what happens is you've now shot too low on your mash temperature. Now you're going to have to try to heat up the water in time. And you want your mash temperature the first 20 minutes to be as close to the mash temperature you want, because that's when most of the conversions happen, baby. So what I'm going to do is I want to mash today at 149 Fahrenheit. Now these Celsius guys, you can just do a quick conversion on Google. 149 Fahrenheit, so the mash and boil 10 degrees to 12 degrees higher is what you want this to be. So I'm going to set it at 159, 160 degrees Fahrenheit, get it up to there. And then I'll come back and we'll dough in. So see you guys soon. Freaking great to be back, baby. Oh yeah, do you like the shirt, man? Like, that one, this isn't a Big Robb shirt. Great Big Crazy. I'm gonna call him Great Big Crazy Brewer. Anyway, he back. It's a brew day. I'm stoked. I'm excited. I'm a little hungover because I watched the Pats lay a trouncing on them last night. So I had a few pints while I was doing that, but I'm coming out of it okay because the brew must go on. Oh yeah. Yep. Okay, guys, so the water is, I got my strike water in. I put it just about 4 gallons, actually. It called for 3 something. But the marks, funny, they tell you how to do that. And then the marks inside the unit only start at 4 gallons. So, however, I mean, I guess you could measure it outside, but I'm not too worried about it. They want to call for 3.15 gallons. I went to 4 because that's where the markings start. How you set this bad boy up, sorry if it's going to make you dizzy. I'll go nice and slow for you people who get seasick. So here's what we have here. Get that in nice and close. How do you like my hand? Okay, so here's how you set it up. First, you come over to this side and you put it on 1600 watt. Turn her on, and then you put it on 1600 watt. Then we come back around the control panel. Really easy to use. It's what I love about the system. Real simple. Let me just turn it off. Turn her on. You can see that. Over here, it's automatically set at 162. I want it at 160 because I'm trying to, that's the strike temperature I want. I hit set. Gonna hit set again, and again, and I guess again, why not? And now we're off. Now you'll notice my water's already at 105. It's heating up to 160. Little trick for you. If you want to cut your brew day down a little bit, start with warm water. Why would you start with cold water? Start with hot tap water is what I do. Crank it up. Hot tap water. It's already at 105. Only got to go up to 160. And Bob's your uncle. So, Big Rob's your uncle. Anyway, so we're heading up to 160. Once I get there, we will be mashing in, which I will bring you back for that fun-filled adventure. See you soon. Yep, now we're in Big Rob's kitchen, because I do a lot of cooking. A lot of takeout foods these days. I actually caught on to the slow cooker. We get smoke. Where there's smoke, it's not always fire, but it's potential. Before I burn this place down, let's get that back further. You can see all my sexy mug up in the shot. What I'm doing here is this is going to be my sparge water. So I take, what you do is with the mash and boil, there's a few different ways you can sparge. One is, and I'm going to show you when we do it, is you're going to pull the mash or the grain basket out, and it sits on top of the mash and boil, and all the liquid drains out of the grains. You then take water, 168 degrees, pour it over top and let it rinse through. So you rinse sparging. The amount of water calculation is you take your strike water. I used 4 gallons for strike water. You times it by 0.75. In this case, it told me I need 3 gallons of sparge water. Okay. That'll be hit or miss a little bit. I'll just keep an eye once we're done because I want to finish it at about 5 3/4 gallons going into the boil. Maybe 6 gallons. I'll figure that out. Yeah, we're smoking good. So, because I boil off about half a gallon an hour, I believe. have to look at my notes. So that's what I'm doing here. So I'm just heating that up, getting up to 168. I have a little thermometer that I'll put in to check it, and that's it, guys. So mash temp is at 128 on the bad boy. So we're at 121. So we're heading up to 160. So it won't be too long. See you soon. All right, guys, it is time to mash in. I don't know if I said on this video or my last video, but I couldn't find my my typical plastic mash paddle, so I broke this out of my drawer. Man, this thing is like a zombie apocalypse. Zombie apocalypse shows up, you got this bad boy, you win. Just hacking and slashing, and then you make beer too. This guy who makes beer in the zombie apocalypse, he's the richest guy in the apocalypse, baby. I got it covered. Mashing in time. We are at 160. So let's see where it is after we're done mashing in and stirring all around. It'll be interesting. Calculations say 10 degrees above-ish, 10 to 12. I want 149 mash temp. So I'm actually going to set my mash temp now. Same idea. Just go over here to the fancy-dancy contraption. I go set. Take it down to 149. Set. 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 I don't know if that's set or not. And then I'm going to make sure that it gets set at 149 because that's where I want my mash at. So, cover off the bad boy. Yes, sir. Going to go with there. We'll put our 4 pounds of Maris otter in there. The big thing with mashing in, guys, go nice and slow. Obviously, get it in the. So this is the grain that's hot as hell. That is the grain basket, malt pipe, whatever. I call it grain basket. Again, I prefer to have a bag, but we're just getting back in the swing of things here, so one step at a time. Once I get brewing one beer, then it's on, man. It is on. I'll be brewing all the damn time. Okay. So here we go. Slowly-ish. Big thing is once you get it in there, to give it a good stirring. Okay. I mean, I'm not even putting it in slow. I mean, I know some guys, and they'll put it in, and they'll go slow. They'll put half the bag, stir, stop, stir. You know, it ain't good for them. Probably getting some real good efficiency, but I find, you know, this isn't a big vessel. If I was at my brew pub that I used to own, yeah, I would go slow, put some in, stir it all up, mix it up. Just stir it up good. You don't want any little dough balls forming, little clumps of grain, those little bastards clump up together. You don't want that. Okay. So now I'm going to take our specialty grains with this Crystal 60. What was it, 4 ounces, I think. I'm going to put those in there. Stir it all up with the old Maris otter. A little stir. Smells good to be brewing again, man. Oh, I love the smell of brewing. Okay, so that's, now I just got to get the 6 pounds of 2-row, which is of course your base. So is the Maris otter. Maris is the base as well. I'm kind of curious how this is going to turn out. I don't have a reference point because I've never brewed Greg's Pale Ale as the instructions say, so I'm really not going to have a reference point to see what the difference is going to be. But I think the Maris otter is going to add a nice je ne sais quoi to it. Maris otter's got that nice biscuity, if you like kind of a malty type of beer. That's why Maris otter is a great grain to use for that. So it's only 40% of the base grain, and 2-row is going to be 60%. So this one I could have put in a little slower. Finding, this is interesting, I'm finding she's quite dry. So what they say to do, and this is cool, you're going to get to see this, they say to take some from the bottom, the spigot. Let's see if I can do that to you. Try not to get you too dizzy there, bear with me. That'll do for now until you fall straight. Just take some out of the spigot, put your in your trusty pot, pour it back over top. That way we get the grains wet up top. And if I don't find there's enough liquid in here, I did heat up that other pot of water on the stove, and it's up to about 168 too. So I can add, add another quarter of a gallon, half a gallon or something. Oh, there goes my zombie apocalypse survival thing coming apart. Not as impressive as I'm bragging it up to be at all. Let me see here, guys. Back to looking at my pretty mug. There we go. Yeah, so not as impressive at all. So I may add some water from that other pot. I think I will. I think we'll add a pot full, see how that goes, because I'm finding that's not quite enough liquid in there. I'd like to see it. It all needs to be wet, and I'd like to see it a little over the top. And I'm not quite seeing that here. I'll show you what I'm showing. And that was 4 gallons. That's what we're seeing right now. It's not bad, guys, but I'm gonna pour just one of those little pots full of that hot water I heated up over top of this, and then we'll take it from there. So that's it. I gotta get my temperature down on this thing. What's it sitting at now? 157, so it did not drop 10 degrees at all. So next time I won't be going quite as high. It's at 156 there now. So that's okay. I like low 50s, so we're getting there. But I'm still well within, decent range. I'm not panicking that it's gonna be too hot. Okay, so that's it. So we will be back when I start the sparge, guys. Hang in there. Getting there, we're getting there. Hey gang, all right, so what we're gonna do really quick, the mash and boil, again, I haven't used it I haven't used it in well over a year. Kind of forgot some things about it. What happens is, it doesn't kick in to bring the temperature back up until it gets down below a certain mark. So if I wanted this at 149, right now it's at 146, it's gonna wait and go down until I think it goes down to, I think it's 5 degrees below, and then it kicks back on. And if you leave it on the 1600 watt, when it comes back on, it fires way past where you want. So you put it on the 1000 watt. And I also have just upped my temperature to 151 because I don't want it dropping down much farther than it is right now, to 146. So I want to tell you that. I'm actually going to put it at 152. And that's what I think I'm going to mash at on these type of beers, just because I don't want it getting down as low as it's getting right now. Let's go 153. Oh, take her down, 153. Hit set, 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 set. Okay, so now she's kicking in, she's going up. And again, remember to put it on the 1000 watt, because if you get it to 1600, it's going to blow way past what we want. So I'm going to keep an eye on this. The other thing was, I've just been doing some recirculating. Again, how some of these, you can get in the unit, the mash and boil, it does have a recirculating pump. This is my recirculating. I've been stirring the mash probably, so far in the first 10 minutes, 15 minutes, I've stirred probably 5 times. Recirculated, this will be my 3rd recirculation. So just fill this up, dump her up over top, over the bed. And I had a little Wort recirculation. Same idea. Works well. No problem. Make beer easy, baby. Give it another stir. Smelling good, looking good. I'll keep it on this temperature, see what it's going to do. It's already at 147, so it's heating up there fast. And that's it, guys. I'll be back soon. Okay, gang, we are done the mash. We are ready to start sparging this bad boy. Again, how that works, real straightforward with the old mash and boil. You just lift the grain basket, malt pipe, she's heavy, out, letting it drain as you go. It's a good workout, good on the shoulders. Yeah. And then you want to get her up so it sits. Some rails that it's supposed to sit on. It's a little sketchy, but not bad, not too bad. Just make sure all 4 there we go. So there's 4 different screws that come out of the bottom of the pipe, and there's a rail around the interior of the top of the unit, and this just rests there. So what we're doing is we're draining her all down. I'm reheating my sparge water up to 168, and then I'm going to slowly pour water over the top to rinse sparge. Get all the extra leftover sugars and stuff that haven't drained down into the vessel. At this point, you might as well switch her to 1600, 1600 watts, and crank this bad boy up to boil. All you do, you just, I always turn it on off button, take her up to 219 is what I found keeps it boiling nicely. Setting, it never gets up past about 215 I've noticed, but if I set it at 219, then it'll get it there. There we go. So might as well get that going. Why not? I'm going to go check my my sparge water, and then I'll be right back to show you how I do that. All right. While we're waiting for the sparge water to get up to the 168, it's kind of like a little mash out in 168 too. We are, and I'm also heating her up. It's at 153, heating up. We can do a little Vorloff. You like that pronunciation? I don't know if that's pronunciation or not. Basically what happens is, most systems, including these, little grain particles get under the false bottom, or in this case the basket or the bag. It's still going to happen. And if you want real clear beer, which I like my beer clear, you want to recirculate that little stuff out and back into the grain bed, which will act as a filter, so it won't get back into the wort. And you do that by just running, recirculating. This is my recirculating. I don't know if you guys can see that. I got the pot going. So I'm recirculating into the pot here, the hot wort, until it runs clear. And I'll just take it, dump it in until I see that it's cleared up a bit. And it just gets, ooh, that's a tricky one. Just gets all the little particles out, clears the beer up a little bit. So you can do that as well. I'm going to do that a couple more times because it was still a little cloudy, and then I'm going to get the sparge water over here and we'll take it from there. All right, gang, we are there. We are there indeed. I have finished Vorloffing, which took me probably, I think, around 3 or 4 runnings through. Got her coming out nice and clear. We are now got our, see the steam coming up of that. That's at about 170 degrees Fahrenheit. We're going to start sparging by pouring that slowly over the grain bed. The kettle is presently has a volume of about 3.5 gallons, a little higher, maybe anyway, somewhere in between there. So I want to get up. I'm going to go up to 6, and then I'm going to boil her down to about. Gotta get my head around this. I'm going to go up to 6, just see how it goes from there. And I'll boil her down to about 5.25 gallons, and then we'll be done. So that should work good. So let us begin. You do this without burning the shit out of yourself too. That's the key. There you go. Just all around the grain bed, nice and slowly. Move it all around. Get all the areas as much as possible without burning your face off. Okay, so we'll do that. We'll let that run through. Then what I do is I lift the grain bed up, bucket, basket up, take my little flash and whoa, take that, and I look in here to see the marking, see where we're at, and then I'll probably have to do that a couple more times, but that's it. So next step, as soon as that's all done, we're going to get rid of the grains, we're going to cover on this bad boy, and we're going to get the temperature up to boil. We are at 171 right now, so it's heating up nicely. Get up to 212, and we should start having some action, get some hops going, and we'll be back for that. All right, guys, we are getting some action here now, waiting for the hot break to happen. Making sure I don't have a boil over. I don't have any, I can't recall what you call it, to drop in here to make sure she doesn't boil over on me. But we're just going to stir around here and wait for that hop break to go down. And then we're going to do the first hop addition, which is, I believe, Challenger. 1 ounce of Challenger. I do not just free pour the old hops in there. I like to use a hop sack. I'm going to put her in there, tie it on the side. Makes for a clearer beer, not as much gunk on the bottom and suspended throughout. So yeah, I mean, we're boiling, but we need that hop break to go down, and then I can get my, I think this is a 70-minute boil actually. versus a 60 minutes, so hour and 10 minutes. And that's it, guys. So as soon as that hop break happens, I'm gonna drop the old hops in there. Just tie it off on the side. I just tie it right onto there, or one of the handles would work just fine as well. These bad boys. And gonna let her boil. And next 2 hops additions are at flame out, so as soon as we turn her off. So that'll be it until the boil is complete. Smells some good. Be back soon. Okay, gang. Yes, I changed my shirt. Getting a little steamy in here. The other one's getting, I don't know, just changed my shirt. Wardrobe change, man. Survey says beer, baby. 10 minutes left in the boil. Almost forgot. Didn't. The old Whirlpool. Whirlpool is like dried up, tabulated, if that's a word, tablet form of Irish moss. Going to help you clarify the beer. Just take a drop it in. That's nice splash boiling wort in my face. Getting a little scar from brewing. That's what you do. You just drop that in there. 10 to 15 minutes in the boil left. It's going to help to bring all the junk together and clarify the beer. Things are going well. We are at, I gone over on my amount, so we're at 6 gallons. So I'm going to be a lot. So I'm gonna miss my gravity because I'm not going to stick around and boil it off. I think I wanted about, what did I want? Just to end at about 5 1/4 gallons. So I'm going to be about 3/4 of a gallon over, so that's going to screw up my gravity because I'm not going to, I might give her 15 minutes past. I might boil her off and try to boil it down a bit, but not going to give it a lot because I'm just about done with brew day. Got my fermenter over there all sanitized up. I won't be using it today because we're going to no chill cube this, which we'll be getting to very soon. Talk to you soon. Right, gang, we are just about done. So I have been boiling off probably about an extra 20 minutes. I want to get the level down. I would say I'm at 5.5 gallons, which that's not too bad. That's better than what it was shaping up to be. I think I only want 5 1/4 anyways, so that's fine. So now what we're gonna do is we are gonna do 2 things real quick because I gotta get to the pub. I gotta have a pint of brew. Got my buddies heading to the local craft brewery, so I'm not gonna do a crazy Whirlpool here, but I'm going to do a little one. So I'm going to turn this off. We're done. The last 2 hop additions were to go in at flame out, which I'm going to do now. So I'll put those in there. I'm going to tie this hop sack up because I'm going to whirlpool just for a couple minutes. Whirlpooling is going to help you, so I'm going to put it in the middle and I'm going to let it float around. Whirlpooling is going to help you clear your beer. It'll takes all the stuff to the middle. So you want to, on the outside of your kettle, you want to create like a whirlpooling motion. And that's going to suck all the gunk to the middle. So then when I transfer this over to the no chill cube, which we're going to talk about here in a second, then hopefully not all the gunk is going to get into the chill cube and then hence tomorrow into the ferment. So I'm going to let that kind of whirlpool around for a little bit like that. I'm going to get my no chill cube ready. It's been sitting in star sand. Again, I do that just to extra careful, cautious that no bacteria is going to affect the brew. So I'm going to get the star sand out of that. When I come back, I'm going to be ready to transfer it into this and show you how this big bad no chill cube method works. Aussie, oh. Okay, gang, this is the no chill in action. I can't exactly see what you're seeing. There we go. So, spigot on, pouring into the no chill cube, making a mess all over my floor. Not really, we did her pretty good. So that's it, hot boiling wort, going right into that no chill cube. Again, it has to be BPA free. And what you're gonna see me do next is we will, once this is filled, I'm going to seal it, and then I'm going to shake it all around, just like that type of motion to sanitize the inside of the no chill cube. Even though I just had star sand on it, this boiling liquid will also sanitize it. So I'm going to do that, and then you'll see me squeeze the air out of it and then seal it, and that's it. Pretty slick. So we'll be right back as soon as this thing's done filling up. Okay guys, the Wort has transferred over into the no-chill cube. I'll show you this here. Now, you gotta be real careful here. She gets hot. This is hot, hot, hot stuff. So, you grab a hold of her like that. I got myself a towel, and you're just shaking it. Now, make sure you don't get that on yourself. That would be bad freaking news. But all we're doing is trying to sanitize all the plastic cube. I've already done that with Star Sand. I'm doing it anyways with this. And then what you do, you can't see that there. See that there? Yeah. Then what you do, you take this little spigot off in the end. All the air comes out. Around my sweater. And you squeeze as much frickin' air out of that as you possibly can. That's liquid coming out, so I think we're there. I'm happy with that. Put the plug back in, and there you go. Plugs in, you can see the suction, all the air's out of her, most of it anyways. Everything's sanitized. I will then put this cube away until tomorrow morning. Like it's right now, I don't know, it's almost 4 o'clock. Time to head to the pub, have a few pints. But it's 4 o'clock, so by tomorrow morning, whenever I get up, 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, I'm on vacation, so maybe I might sleep in. And then she's going into the speidel fermenter. So for those of you who are just watching, I did 2 videos in one. One was a brew day. So those of you who are watching just how to use the no-chill cube, actually I'll show you that tomorrow too. I'm going to show you how to transfer the wort, the then chilled wort, into the fermenter. So we'll see both groups of people tomorrow. And that'll be it. End of the brew day. Hope you enjoyed it. See you tomorrow when I put her into the fermenter. Later, guys. This guy needs a drink. We're back. It's the next day, and it's a bit of a groggy one. The few pints I had turned into a few more pints than I probably should have had, but I'm on vacation this week, so who cares? Gonna wrap this brewing session up, and then I'm gonna head up, hang out with an old man for the night. Probably have an even worse hangover tomorrow. All good stuff. Jeez. Anyway, guys, so here we go. You'll recall we put the no-chill cube away overnight. The temperature has definitely come down. I don't even bother checking it anymore because I just know it's at pitching temperature. If you leave it at least 12 hours, it's going to come down. I think we wrapped her up at 4 o'clock yesterday, and it's now almost 2 o'clock the next day. That's how long I've been kind of laying on my couch, trying to get motivated, drinking lots of coffee. So all we do now is air is okay at this point, okay, in the brewing process. Air is okay. What's not okay is bacteria. So everything has to be sanitized, okay? I've sanitized the lip of the spigot. Put some Star Sand water solution in there. The fermenter was soaking in Star Sand all night. I've got my scissors sitting in a bowl of Star Sand here. Scissors are going to be used to open the yeast. I've even dunked the yeast pack into the solution. I have all my airlock. It's been sitting in solution as well. So everything from here on out has to be sanitized, okay? Very important. So let's go ahead and get this going. You pull the air plug in it. See if this thing makes a big exploding sound. Yep. There comes some air. Open that spigot. And let her rock, baby. And that's really it. How it works well. And I really like to color it up here. That's what I'm looking for. Works well, it's easy, not as much mess to clean up, less expensive to get set up doing it, perfectly safe because of the BPA. I don't find any off flavors. I've heard some people who've probably never done it criticize this method and say you might get some off flavors because they talk about how you're supposed to chill the wort rapidly after brewing, but like I say, this is in a sealed container. We got all the air out, sanitized, ooh, that smells good. So that's it, guys. Great way to chill your beer. Of course, there are other methods that I might talk about on my blog and do use myself. You'll see the link under this post where you can check that out. And if you want to check out more about the no-chill cube, you can also, I'll put a link under this video and on my blog post of where you can get these things. And if you're so kind as to want to order through my link, Amazon or whatever, whoever, will cost me a few cents at no extra cost to you, so isn't that special? Alright guys, hope you enjoyed it. I'm just going to let this fill up, and then again I'm going to sprinkle the yeast on top, put the cover on, put the airlock on, put this away in a proper temperatured environment, so a room that is between 60 and 70 degrees Fahrenheit. Hard to regulate it where I'm at now, but I've got a thermometer in there, and the room, it bounces around 64 to 71, 72, so I have no choice at this point, and I'm okay with those temperatures anyways with Nottingham yeast. But make sure you don't get up past 80s or you're going to end up in some nasty off-flavored beer. That's what I got, guys. MakeBeerEasy.com. Check it out. Comment below. Got any questions, here to help you. And yeah, Big Robb. Yeah.